Hello, everybody. Welcome to Absolutely Obscure with Josh and Rory. I am Rory.
I'm Josh.
And this is a podcast where we watch movies you've never heard of and we talk about them. And we are joined today, so luckily, by one Darcy Boon Collins.
Hey, yo, thanks, guys.
Thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
I'm so sorry that we did this to you.
This was a real sandbagging. I was like, man, what a fun premise for a podcast. I was like, oh, what are we gonna watch? The Primevals, I was like, oh, I'll watch something fun, and then it was like the Beatnicks, and I was like, oh, that sounds riotous. I'm sure that'll be good.
I do want to say that Darcy, when I messaged him about possibly doing it, and I was like, I'll try to make sure the movie's not too bad. He's like, what's the point if we're not doing a bad movie? And I was like, this one really tested me. The hardest part was just being like, my phone is right there, and I'm watching it and I'm like, wow, what a cast. Weirdly,
yeah,
what a
right.
weird.
That's the weirdest part.
Weirdly good cast.
Yes.
And then, I'm just, sitting there being like, I just want to look up anything about this movie, but I have to give it my attention. And then at the end of the movie, once it was over, I looked it up. There's nothing about it online.
It doesn't exist.
It doesn't exist. The only stuff, there was a review that I thought was very funny, which is Norman Reedus is beautiful, terrible poet. and that was my girlfriend was like, wow, he looks really good here. And I was like, go to another room.
When the credits were rolling and the names started popping up, I was like, every time I was like, what the hell? I was like, oh my God.
There's a lot of people in it.
There's people I know in this. Why?
Insane.
There's people who've since become almost bigger stars than Norman Reedus.
Yeah.
The guy, I don't know the format of the podcast. Do we talk about the plot?
We'll be going through the plot and picking up things, but you can jump all over the place.
Well, I don't want to spoil any.
We can spoil it.
Yeah, feel free to jump all over.
If you're worried about spoilers for the Beatnicks, don't watch it. We can go into spoiler talk.
I kind of think you should watch it.
It's unlike any other movie I think I've ever really seen.
But at the same time, derivative of everything that's
exactly.
ever existed. So the thing that offended me the most, I am one of those people that, bad art offends me in a way where I'm I grew up playing video games, and if you're a really bad filmmaker, I treat you the same way as if you're making my team lose at League of Legends.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, theaters only have so many years left. And
yes.
you've taken precious time away. And this movie was so bad in a way that truly stunk. But you could tell whoever wrote it really thought they were cooking.
They thought this was the greatest piece of art.
Bothered me so much.
We end up with a lot of those types of films on here where it's someone telling the story they want to tell that's nobody needs to hear this.
Was that your stomach?
That was my stomach.
That was crazy.
That was my stomach.
I was trying to play a game and be like, which stomach was it?
I felt that from here. In the corridor, I felt the air shift.
I didn't get to eat today, so it's going to happen often, just so you know.
What do you eat, rocks?
That's why I rattle so loud.
Yeah, like a dryer. That was, but yeah, you could the movie, because it begins, and as I said, I already ruined my assessment of it, but crust-punk Jumanji, is how I would describe it, because it's we open on a monkey burying a box on the beach with a big top thing behind it, a carnival.
Like a carnival on the pier. And I'm just like, this looks good. It looks like it has a budget behind it.
That's a practical effect.
I watched it first thing when I woke up this morning, so I was kind of like, did I dream that monkey on the beach scene?
Yeah.
So bizarre.
And my first thought was, okay, they got monkey money.
That legitimately my first note is they got monkey money.
They got monkeys ain't cheap.
No.
That was a cute monkey. And then
someone on the cast just owns a monkey.
Oh,
so
yeah,
they're brought it for the day.
And I feel I have a sneaking suspicion I know who on the cast owns a monkey. So monkey bury treasure. Yes. And then we cut forward to our guys.
Norman Reedus.
And Guy from Sons of Anarchy and 30 Days of Night.
Mark Boone Jr.
Yeah.
I hate that he's a Boone. It irks me that I have anything to do with this film.
Yeah, you could be cousins.
You
share middle names as cousins.
He has an E on his name, so I'm like, I don't know you. I don't know your kid.
I always hated, me and my friends all love Sons of Anarchy, so then when we'd be watching, they'd be like, oh, I'm like this character. I'm like this character. They look at me, they're like, oh, you're Bobby. I'm like, all right.
You woke up in a pizza box
I'm
this
like,
morning.
I'm the numbers guy. I don't want to do that.
I always found Sons of Anarchy like kind of hot topic cringe. And then watching this movie, I was like, it's crazy how like you can see the beginning of both of them being motorcycle guys.
Totally.
It's like the origin story to Sons of Anarchy, weirdly. Was Norman Reedus in Sons of Anarchy?
Nobody had a show called like Riding Around.
he
with
has
Norman
the
Reedus.
vibe of
He
a guy
has a
who
show where he
was.
rides around America on a motorcycle.
I'm pretty sure that's what Daryl Dixon does.
Daryl, yeah.
He's just Daryl Dixon now.
He totally is.
I want to show this to like tough chopper guys that are like, I'm a rebel, I'm a freedom fighter. I'm like, you should watch the Beatnicks with your two heroes.
Well, it was because what year was this? Did you say at the time?
2001.
2001, they filmed it in 2000.
Yes.
And
And
when-
you can feel the pre-9/11 optimism.
Well,
Yeah.
and when's Boondock Saints was later in the 2000s? I'm guessing.
I think it was in the 90s.
Was it?
I'm not sure.
I think
I was trying
Boondock
to-
Saints was before this.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was trying
Yeah.
to figure out if he was like.
Oh yeah, Boondocks. Sorry, I was thinking of the Boondocks. I'm just like, where are you going with this?
You don't remember him doing the
You don't
black
remember
voice in Boondocks?
Mark
That's pretty
Boone
good.
Jr. as Uncle Ruckus? The most problematic depiction of him ever?
Boondock Saints was 96, I
Okay.
think. Yeah.
But I guess then
Wasn't that long.
that became a cult anyway. So
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
didn't get famous right after.
But also, Boondock Saints, was it like that movie? That was a Beatniks that worked.
yes.
Yes.
Like
Oh,
you
that's
re-
a great movie. Yeah.
People love Boondock Saints, but you watch it really critically and be like, is this a deft filmmaker or did everything just fall into place? And then he did Boondock Saints 2 and you were like, everything for sure just fell into
Yes,
place.
yeah.
This is the worst movie I've ever seen.
And then you watch Overnight, and it's just like, oh, he should be shot.
And it's like, we go back to the League of Legends thing where I'm like, you're taking away theaters. They only have so many years left. Somebody goes to the theater to watch Boondock Saints 2. They're like, I'm not going to the theater again. I'm only watching at home.
Yes. Yeah, we meet our main characters. They're both named Nick. Nick Nero. That's Norman Reedus.
Yeah.
He
So we'll just
fucks
say-
a hot chick.
Let's say Nick and Fat Nick, I guess.
Yeah, Nick and Fat Nick.
Nick and Fat Nick.
It could be Nick and Bearded Nick.
Well, his beard also, he had like a Mephisto beard.
He looks like Serge Tankian and put on like 50 pounds.
Yeah. He looks like Serge Tankian if he only ate frozen milk. It like,
I love frozen milk.
buddy, who does it? It's called ice cream. It's great. But it's like, he's so, and like even how so you're watching the movie and you're like, okay, they got monkey money.
Yeah.
And then they're wandering around. And then like the movie, I will say off the top, I hate that I was disarmed.
Yes.
Almost charmed.
Yeah.
So you meet the two characters and he's like, I'm a poet, man. I'm a poet. And he's like, and he's straight up, he's having sex with a hot chick. And I thought about the disaster artist thing. Where he was like, my ass, I need to show my ass to sell this movie. And I was watching that sex scene, I was like, the director definitely had that thought. Where he's like, I gotta show Norman Reedus' butt to sell this movie.
Yeah.
So you have a sex scene kind of off the top.
He also steals her money on the way out.
He steals her money, and then she's like, why do you hang out with that fat guy? He's a loser. And he's like, fuck you, he's a genius. And then they go meet each other, and like he's like, I sold all of our stuff for a music box that doesn't work. And I was like, which is also weirdly like when you see the movie, you're like, foreshadowing, but like not in a way that's clever at all. Where he's like, it's a box with everything in it,
Also, I
but
love
this one's broken.
he like goes to work, but like, what is their job? They just sit in a room all day. Do they have what is their actual job? I couldn't figure.
They
it
don't
out.
do anything.
You're
You're skipping so much. Yeah, you're skipping so because they go to their, which also we will say they live in a train car.
Which,
That's
I gotta be
that's where the
honest,
train goes. Is it
they
that's
live
where
in
they live?
They live in a train car. Which
Yeah.
what a great set.
yeah,
All of a sudden it's like we got
absolutely.
monkey money and we have a fantastic train car
That's
set
why I was so
inside
confused.
and out.
Yeah. And I was just like, I would love to sleep in the
I was watching it. I was like, honestly, in the modern age, they could just be influencers and be like, "Look at my tiny train car life," and they would have millions of followers, and that would sustain their lifestyle. They have this cool apartment in a train.
Yes.
And then the landlord shows up and it's like, you gotta give me my money. And he like grabs his face and shoves him away. And I was like, well, you can't be putting your hands on the landlord. Like, that's not legal. And I'm not pro landlord, but I was like, honestly, he's letting you live in a train. How much could it be?
Technically, you can if it's a train.
If it's a
That's
train,
that's
yeah.
the only
That's real.
way.
He's
true.
just the hobo who claimed the train first.
At that point, he's king of the rail yard. You can do whatever you gotta do. Get away from me, gypsy. And then he's like, the guy's like kind of riffy. Like the old man, I don't know who the old man was, but that guy was hamming it up.
I was like, who is this?
Who's this character?
That's what I was. So
You're sitting there going, surely this guy will play some relevance to the plot.
No.
So, and then they like try to do the thing, and then he's like doing music. No. And then he finds the box. So he hooks up with the girl, and then the girl's like, "Your fat friend's a loser," and he's like, "Shut up!" And then we cut back to the fat guy who's just drunk on a beach.
Who passed out on a beach.
Also, excellent prop fall on the he just flat face fell on the sand.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
I didn't pick up on
really
that.
good.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Mark Boone Jr. doing his own stunts.
He went for it.
He did his own stunt by getting drunk and passing out on the beach.
Wouldn't that be awesome if his character wasn't supposed to be a drunk, but he was just so drunk that they're like, I guess we'll roll with this.
Yeah.
I guess. And then he finds the box.
He finds the box that the monkey buried.
He finds the monkey box. Regular Nick, he dreams about the box, right?
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. They allude that he dreamed the monkey scene in the beginning, which is like, what? And
no, that was Josh who dreamed the monkeys.
Yeah, that was Josh who dreamed the monkeys.
So I technically get claim to the box.
Yeah. Josh is just like, man, he fell flat on his face on the beach. That was so cool. And then we realized that was him last night.
That was me.
Yeah.
Josh just opens the box and just a bunch of props come out. He has to do prop comedy now.
I would take the sign. Yeah.
Yeah. All of our boxes would be full of something very different. And then he brings the box back.
He opens it on the beach and the weird thing is we get to see inside the box and it's just a black foggy void.
It's a void.
Yeah, I was like, oh, the universe is in there?
Yeah. But they never are like.
What was in there was Marcellus Wallace's soul.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. And what did the Band-Aid on the back of Mark Boone Jr.'s
No, he's just mostly Band-Aids because he's getting drunk and hurting.
Keeps falling on the beach. Those shells are not soft.
But yeah, he brings the box back to the train car where they live, and then regular Nick shows up, and he's just like, "Look at this!" And he reaches in the box, and it starts playing lo-fi jams.
Yeah, he reaches in the box, and it starts playing just like the first run at making a massive attack beat.
Yeah.
And so then you're like, okay. And he's like, isn't this incredible? And then Norman Reedus is like, I am. You are me. We are together, but what am I? And within that moment on my couch, I went, oh no. Oh no.
The thing, that's what I was like, the thing I cannot wait for that I know is going to happen is Darcy mimicking the beat poster.
I am you, but we are. And I was like, thank God you're handsome. Because this movie convinced me that you can't act, you certainly can't rap. I don't think you can sing. I don't know why your fingers are always weirdly loose. I started calling it Norman Reedus fingers because he's just like, he just has this just like weird, like it's almost like he has like palsy. Like he just sort of palms stuff and he's just kind of loosely ripping around. And then I was like, is he like this in The Walking Dead? He is, it turns out.
Oh, I had no idea.
He just doesn't ever grip things. Like he's like, yo man, check your mic. Like he's like, you're my friend. And it's just like, why don't you ever grip things, dog? So he's doing Reedus fingers and like, I am you. Me. Also, another aside.
Yeah.
Everyone in this movie is smoking.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah. Always. Mm-hmm.
Everyone always, like literally, a scene will end, and in the next scene, it's him lighting a cigarette with his loose fingers, and then he like hides behind his fingers, and it's just like, man, what do you mean? You're the lady. I am. Well, I'm a beatnik. What are you? And it's just like.
Also, the one thing I kept meant to say at the start is there's like, so this movie's like 90 minutes. There's sitar playing in the back of 85 minutes of this movie. That's constant throughout this whole
We haven't
thing.
even got to that part where the Indian mysticism element in this, and I don't think there is a single Indian person in the movie.
No, the whitest man you've ever seen doing what, a Balkan accent?
The whitest man you've ever seen. Yeah, he was like George C. Scott doing an impression of Alan Watts. So you have we wouldn't even got to get to him yet.
No.
So then you have the two Nicks. They do their thing. he starts bipping and bopping.
It should be
while
known,
a
you
guy
were
like
quoting
massages him.
directly the poem. That was the poem.
Yeah,
You
that
weren't
was the poem.
That's amazing.
You weren't
I am
inventing
you are you, but we are me.
That's
I
great.
am. And
I
it's
actually,
like
I had zero recollection of what the poem was.
I made my toenails shot off. My toenails shot off, and then my skin started to fall off. I was so upset with what was happening on screen. It was so hard to it was like being like you're like having a nice time, and then somebody pulls out a guitar, and you go, oh no, and then they start singing out of key, and you're like, oh no. It had that where you were like, what a lovely.
And then someone else starts doing beat poetry.
And then someone starts to like, yeah, I am. But like doing like a weird like cool guy, like it was a Beatnik voice.
Yeah.
But also like so I'm watching it, and then they're going around and like trying to like entertain people, and they just go. There's like that vignette of all the coffee
Yes,
shops.
basically after they find the box, they're just like, this is our ticket to
yeah.
fame.
This is too good.
This is their plan to get famous and
Yes.
rich.
Yeah.
So they start going to various coffee shops in this town that they're in.
California.
Yeah.
It's clearly it is a pre 9/11.
Yeah.
But like cafe society LA, which also you can just tell how much whoever wrote this movie sat in a coffee shop,
Yeah.
smelled their own farts, and just wrote a movie about it, because so much of the movie takes place in coffee shops in a way that you don't see anyone talk about coffee shops anymore. But it had like a almost like Friends like I almost felt like a paleontologist being like, I'm watching a lost world. These people had no idea those planes were coming for those towers. Everyone was just so blissfully unaware of the
He
reality
actually did
check.
know that was coming. That's why he needed to get
did.
this out in time.
That plane goes too tall to fall. Fall, autumn, September, 2/11/9/11. Everyone's like, what's he trying to say? I don't understand. So then, like...
Yeah, you've convinced me he's actually a genius.
He's actually... Oh, the movie didn't do that?
Oh yeah, I did forget to mention his name. It's the director is Nicholson Williams, who never directed anything.
That sounds like a pseudonym.
He directed a short film called The Beatnicks, and then he got funding from that to make it into a feature film.
For the love of God, who would fund this?
Oh my God, his parents. One
Yeah,
has to
100%,
assume.
yeah. His parents, Serena Williams.
And then the fact that he never made anything else, they're like, we're never giving you money.
Oh,
for
Not,
yeah.
not only
Yeah,
did
yeah.
he never make anything else, he worked on literally nothing else ever. He has no other IMDb credits.
Yeah, it must. The mystery around this movie. I have so
He got
many
shoved
questions.
into a box and buried by a monkey.
He got buried with his monkey back on the beach. So So then they're taking the box around, and then they're going into various cafes.
Getting no success because everyone's just like, what the fuck
Yeah,
is
because
this?
everyone, he's like, it's just like a fat man with a box and like a guy rapping who clearly has never met a black person.
No.
And then they go into a place, and then immediately Indian sitar
Yes.
starts playing, and then the fat guy is Mark Boone Jr. is like, this is it, man. This is the place. And then Norman Reedus is like, I don't know this place. I don't know if this is it. Also, and then they go in and there's no one in the room.
No.
Yeah.
And this was the moment that I kind of was like, I kind of clocked in where I was like, every scene in this is dialogue. It's only dialogue.
Yeah.
Nothing else has happened. It's dialogue that goes nowhere and means nothing.
Yeah.
And it's all close-ups.
Yes.
So it was like you had this awesome train set.
Yeah, but
Awesome train set.
Close in on his face.
Yeah, closing on his face. Well, that was the only time they like kind of explored the environment a little bit
Yeah.
so far. Like,
because everywhere else they broke into to film.
yeah, everywhere else is just them in front of a Denny's, just
Yeah.
being like, I am
Also,
what?
they just like run in. I love how often they just run into someone like, do you know where we could get a gig, by the way? And
Yeah.
they're like, what? No.
Yeah.
Just
See,
asking
this is my
anybody.
music box. And he reaches in and they're just like, I don't like this.
I reach into this black void and I pull out a monkey that plays lo-fi beats.
Are you going to jerk off in front of me? What's happening?
It's crazy that like also the movie kind of expects us to buy in where it's like, oh, like this is their art, you know,
Yeah.
like this magic box creates great music that we then we're the audience. We hear the music and they're like,
not
we
great.
got him. Tell everyone, and you're like,
Yeah.
this isn't anything.
I do love when someone's like, hey, we're going to make a great movie about a great poet. And then it's like, can you write poetry? Like, No, I can't. Damn it.
And like you could tell they were like, all right, Norman, riff. And he was like, you got it. Just sitting there smoking. He was like, you got it. And then he did his thing.
The guy met Norman and wrote the movie for him after one conversation.
True. Yeah, he met Norman. He was like, you're a beatnik if I've ever met one.
At this restaurant, we meet our non-Indian, Indian.
And then the whole movie shifts tones. And then it just becomes a different movie. George C. Scott, Adam Watts comes out. And he's doing like a weird like North Atlantic but also like has a weird like Indian kind of like, well, you must roll your R's.
Yes.
So
it was definitely like a white man in like 1920s when they first invented sound playing an Indian man.
My theory is that's Nicholson Williams. That's what I thought. I was like, whatever, because this movie is so strange and it delves into such weird, dumb philosophical territory, but also has like no resolutions and says nothing, that I was like, I feel like this was funded, set up, and like created by like a not that cool Hollywood cult.
Yeah.
And then the movie was so bad that they were like, is this cult bullshit? And they like disbanded, and then their headquarters burned down in the fires like last year. Like
the movie was so unknown they didn't have to distance themselves from it.
Yeah, seriously.
Turns out this was actually a Scientologist movie that just never caught on.
It felt like that. Yeah, it was like Battlefield Earth if instead of like being like about aliens, it was just about like stop gooning in the desert. Like it was insane.
Which, if that's your message, I don't want any part of your religion. By the way,
keep your dusty hands away from my moist penis.
My cults are all about fucking and nothing else.
Yeah, my cults are free love, specifically for me.
And with me.
And with me. I'm the leader. You have to kiss me. You're not allowed to leave without kissing me. What do you mean you just peeked your head in to see what it's about? You have to kiss me.
You know the rules.
That's the rules. I wrote it on the wall. It says live, laugh, love. Me, Josh.
I didn't know you've been to my place. That's pretty good,
And then, like our faux Eastern mysticism guy.
Yeah.
Kind of is like, have you tried the crab rangoons? And just because like the dialogue ultimately means nothing.
No,
everything.
Nothing.
At first, I'm listening to what they're saying. Then after a while, I was just like, nothing matters. None of this is ever coming back.
Yeah. It's just the sound that the parents make on the Peanuts cartoons. It's just like,
and they're like, we'll put something in later, and they just forgot to.
We'll ADR in some scatting. And then so
he hires them to work at the restaurant.
He hires them to work, and then Norman Reedus
doesn't want to.
He hates it.
Yeah.
He's like, this is stupid. I want to be a star.
Yeah.
And it's like, also look at you. You could be.
Yeah.
You know?
Whereas Mark Boone Jr. is like, I think my best shot's working in this kitchen, honestly.
Mark Boone Jr. is like, washing dishes ain't so bad. Could be worse.
I've never had a job before.
He didn't ask me to shave my goatee. That's cool. So he starts.
I get to eat all the crumbs left over.
That is the best part about being a dishwasher.
Yeah.
Eat the crumbs and lick at the plate.
Eating garbage. I'm Mark Boone Jr. and I'm eating your garbage. His beard it triggered me, man. Like, because his beard, like, it's longer on the sides, and then in the center, it's a little shorter. So he has this Mephisto stash, or just it's something about it. I just imagined having that beard, and I was like, it's gross.
Yeah.
Parts are long, parts aren't long.
Like, I would work as a dishwasher.
Yeah, I would shave it. I would.
Yeah.
If you're not the basis for System of a Down, then this is your only career option.
His beard, I just was like, what if one side gets sticky when you're eating honey? It just, something about it triggered.
No, I don't know. That's why you have the space.
That's
so the honey just goes down your chin.
You're eating, and then the crumbs just fall right through. And then the side is a beard. But
and you can take it actually and tuck it behind your ears.
It's like a reverse Fleming. Like it was like it's only in the chin and like weird. Yeah. So Mark Boone Jr. is doing dishes, and then Norman Reedus is out, kind of just like gallivanting around, and then he meets the girl.
Yes, we meet our girl. That is Elodie Boucher.
Elodie Bouche.
Yeah, Elodie Boucher.
Girl, you got it. Yes. Elodie
hot.
Bouche,
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but you have it.
Yeah, that was the part of the movie where I was like, maybe I'll give this movie another chance.
No, she showed up, and I was like, "Wow, we have like who's the chick from the Penguin in How I Met Your Mother?"
Oh,
and
Christine Milani?
Yeah, I was
yeah.
like, okay, we found pre 9/11 Christina Milioti.
Yeah,
I
very
hope-
French Christina Milani.
Yeah,
very French. Yeah, I don't know what happened to her. Did she have any credits
wasn't
after
Oh,
this?
something
she's
that I
in
saw.
tons of things. She
Yeah,
has 142 credits.
Oh, good
she's,
for you.
She's French.
A lot
She's
of
just
them
in
in
the
French, yeah.
French film industry. Yeah.
Magnifique.
She came over, she did this movie, and she said, never again.
she got duped into this movie because she knew she was going to get to make out with Eric Roberts.
Yeah.
Later, who he hasn't even shown up yet.
He barely does show
Yeah,
up.
yeah.
He barely does show. Okay, so yeah, so then Norman Reedus kind of like flirts with her
Yeah.
in the most sexless, just like absolute like verbal diarrhea scene I've ever
Yeah.
seen. You could tell that in real life she wanted to fuck him, and he felt like he wanted to fuck everybody.
Well,
Yeah.
I feel like that's what I feel like. You can have two people that are this good looking and they have no chemistry, but they're still like, well, we might as well have sex.
Yeah.
they had chemistry, but the plot in the
Oh,
movie
sorry.
was
Yes, I meant the dialogue.
like when they were on screen together,
Yeah.
I was like, I feel like they genuinely want to fuck, but
Yeah.
first they have to do 147 takes of the worst dialogue I've ever seen, where she's just like, "Do you like driving cars?" And he's like, "I like a stick shift," and she's like, "Ooh, sticks," and he's like, "I like to play with them," and you're just like, "What is this?" And then they have this classic car,
Yeah.
which is another prop.
Yeah.
Don't use it.
No.
And they barely look at it. She's just like, "Can you drive my car?" And
Yeah,
then
I also love the, like, isn't the first question she asks like, how much money do you have?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, what?
and he's like, "I got none. I'm dressed like Popeye the Sailor for some reason."
I was literally like, is she a prostitute? Why is he?
It's a shame, yeah. I was
Yeah,
like-
that's what I thought.
and then
too.
she's like, "Can you buy me a new car?" And he goes, "What's wrong with this car?" I don't even remember what she said because at that point I was like, I hate this movie so much. Then she's like, "Buy me a new car," and then he's like, "What's wrong with this car?" And then she was like, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, I can't. And then this was the point where I'm really struggling to not look at my phone. So I'm like really trying to stay with it. And then they talked forever.
So long.
So long.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
that was where I really noticed where I was like, the camera is right up in their shit.
Yeah.
And it's just like camera on you.
Yeah.
Camera on you. Right back, same shot as before. Camera on you. There's no dynamism
Yeah.
to it. They're just, and the dialogue means nothing, so you don't really have to pay
I
attention.
feel like it was always maybe on set they just got those first, and then they'd be like, "Hey, maybe we can do like a over the shoulder or something." And they're like, "No, we don't have time. We just got the two."
Yeah,
We'll
it does.
do- we'll do
Yeah, I
the
think
two."
it was shot on film.
Yes.
So maybe the guy was just like, "This shit is burning. Like, I gotta get these takes."
Oh, mom's gonna be so mad. I spent
Yeah.
so much money.
They did not do blocking. He was just like, "You stand there, you stand there, you with the light on them." And then he's like, "Go!" And she's like, "Do you like to drive cars?"
Yeah,
And he's like,
fine. We'll use that one, I guess.
Great, this is a great take. We're not doing second takes. Go, Norman, go. Norman, get your fingers out of your face.
Norman, grab something. Grab something.
Norman,
Don't
grab-
just brush it.
Norman, grab something. Use the knuckles. Use the knuckles like we talked about. God, Norman, another cigarette? How many? God, cigarette budget is props. I need more cigarettes. Smokes, I need smokes. Props, give me a dart. And then he's just. So then they have their scene, and
Yeah,
then
he drives her to her
drives her
club,
to the club.
which is like a fancy pre 9/11 millennial nightclub.
Yeah, but it's like the club, and then we got, and I even made a note about this, and then we see the first person of color in the movie, and then the bouncer comes out because I was
Right.
sitting there being like, considering this movie is ostensibly about the birth of hip hop,
Yeah.
everyone in it is white. This is literally a fantasy where white people invented rap, and guess what? It's the worst thing you've ever seen in your goddamn life. Gotta get some rhythm and soul in there, and then did they make out in the car?
I don't think so. No, not yet.
Because then she's like, "Do you want to come in?" And then
Yes.
they just leave the car.
They leave the
and
car.
nobody parks the car. Really bugged me. Really bugged me that I was like, "You're just gonna leave that car?" And then
Norman Reedus pockets
Well,
the
it's fine.
keys. And he's
Yeah.
like, my car now.
She wants a new one, so it's okay. She
Yeah.
just leave
she
that
wants
one
it.
where- Yeah.
And then also, yeah, like the guy, the director, Nicholson Williams or whatever,
Yeah.
was just like, "I gotta get the car back to mom. Leave the car. Leave the car. We don't worry about it. Moving on."
Only me and Norman are allowed to drive the car.
Only me and Mom can touch the car. And then they go inside, and then the bouncer comes out.
Yes.
And then I was right away. I was like, oh, he was in Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
He looked very familiar.
Buffy.
Yeah.
I want to say season
I'm blanking on the
5?
bouncer, honestly.
Yeah.
I don't remember the
He was
bouncer.
when they went to college. Was that season 5?
Yeah. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
that was season 4.
Was it season 4? He was in the college season.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Which people hate those ones.
Yeah, they're not the best. but
Remember
they're
when there
fun.
was the government paramilitary
Oh.
group and they all wore
What
sweaters?
a great storyline.
He was one of those guys. He was one of the
Okay,
government
that
groups.
makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it would have been around this time, too. He was really popping off.
I
He
know,
had the Beatnicks and Buffy.
It's fun to look back and go, I'm happy to see you working so much. Guy who might be dead by now.
Guy who doesn't have a picture on IMDb.
Oh no! My Buffy guy! Where's my Buffy boy?
I'm just looking through. I'm just like, nope, not a single black person in any of these pictures.
Bring me back my Buffy boy.
But yeah, he's basically like, you have to leave to Norman.
Yeah,
and
he's the goon.
Yeah, he's the goon, and we found out that she owns the club, or for whatever reason, Norman thinks she owns the
Yeah,
club.
yeah.
I was like kind of drifting out at
But
this point.
Well, because I thought, did Eric Roberts own it?
Oh, Eric Roberts owns the club.
Yeah, and she like,
And she's fucking Eric Roberts.
Right.
I also love that Eric Roberts is playing the exact same character from Mr. Brightside.
Yeah.
And you know what? He was pretty good.
Eric Roberts was the only one who knew what this movie was.
He's locked in.
Eric Roberts, I don't think and he shows up. He goes, "I'm Eric Roberts," and then they go, "Aim this gun at the bad guy and give a soliloquy." And he goes, "You thought you had me, did you?" And then he cashes his check and he goes home.
Every time he was on screen, I was like, "Is this movie okay?"
I know, no, he's king of the B movie for a reason.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Eric Roberts was great.
He's just like, okay, I have to fuck a younger woman than me and threaten to kill someone.
Yes.
And I'm in.
Done and done.
That, you don't even have to pay me that.
Yeah, I gotta be financial dom daddy.
Oh, you want me to get those both in one shot? I got it.
Yeah, I'll see. You're gonna put me in a kimono. Is there anything else?
He shows up with his own wardrobe of kimonos.
Eric, you showed up with that kimono.
Eric, he brought his own kimono to set, and then Eric, we're gonna give you a glass of scotch. He brought his own scotch to set,
And he brought his own gun to set. Oh no!
Yeah, Eric brought his own gold-plated gun
You
to
guys mind if I
set.
point this at? Yeah, sure. Use it.
All right, Eric, we're gonna ask you to redo this scene. Use less tongue, as there is actually no kissing in this scene on script.
Sounds like you gotta rewrite.
Sounds like you guys don't know what kind of fucking movie you're making. All right, Eric, please stop waving the gun. But saying you're gonna call Julia.
We have 2 more hours of light, motherfuckers. Get ready.
And then so Eric doesn't show up, so they do their scene together.
Yeah.
And I don't even remember how that one went.
It's basically like
they
he
just, like,
eventually
flirt
gets
at the bar.
he gets separated from her because she's
thrown
like
out.
having him stay, and then she gets taken away, and then he gets thrown out by another bouncer, and then
they threw him out. Yeah.
then we got cut back to Fat Nick,
Yeah.
and he's just
Yeah.
a dishwasher, and now the Indian non-Indian guy is being like, "I am your master now.
Yeah,
I am
he's-
your tutor."
By the way, I'm also Yoda. Of this
Yeah,
movie.
There was a. I don't want to make noise. There was a great, and this was like the only line of dialogue that like kind of stuck with me. So yeah, that's the part. I mean, like the whole time, like he's just watching this guy wash dishes,
Yeah.
and just being like, "Have you ever seen an elephant take a dump?" And he's like, "No," and he's like, "It's delicious," and like just like vamping about nothing. And then he like at the end of the day is just like, "And of course, one hand washes the other."
Yes.
And then he pulls a $20 bill out.
Yes.
And then he goes, "One hand washes the other, and both hands wash the face." And then Mark Boone Jr. goes, "What do you do without water?" And then he crumples the bill up and goes, "Let us shower in wealth every new day." And then like puts the money away. And I was like, what the fuck just happened? I was like, what was that? What did that mean? What? Because like I'm watching this movie trying to be like, what's a metaphor? What's the symbolism? And then that happened, and I was like, what? You just talked your way out of getting paid?
Oh, none of it's anything.
What? That's nothing. And
I like how you're just like, "What's bad for what's the?" I'm like, "What's the movie? What's the plot?"
What's the? Because there was a thing. Because clearly, guys in a coffee shop with his little beret on, listening to like boop-a-da-bip-bop, boop-a-dee-ba-da-bop, and he's got a cigarette end writing this movie, being like, "I'm fucking cooking." And then when you see it on screen, I'm like trying to put myself in that guy's mind, and I'm like, what the what?
Don't live in that mind.
I got it.
You'll go
I'm trying to make sense of this. So, and then, you know, what do you do when there's no water? We shall shower and wealth every new day. Give him the money. Why? He didn't work. He did all those dishes.
You were just watching him the whole time. He did all of the work in the kitchen.
Based on how the movie unfolds, you're the ones who made the dishes dirty.
Yeah, there's no one else ever in the restaurant.
And even Norman Reedus. So then, Norman Reedus at one point comes back in and is like, why are you doing dishes in this shithole, man? And he goes, how are all these dishes? There's never even anyone in here. And I was like, is that meta?
Just pointed it out.
What are we saying here? Like, I'm like, are we? Is that like a Marvel meta joke?
You noticed, dude, but there's plot holes in this, this movie, man.
But like the screenwriter like wrote that and then like looks at us, the audience, and is like, I know, and it's like, what? So then he's like, fuck this job, you know, like this job sucks. And then the Indian guy comes in and is like, I eat the popcorn with chopsticks. And then I'm calling him the Indian guy is hilarious too, because he looks like George C. Scott. And
I just looked him up, and he is a white guy.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
100%.
Yeah, that's Nicholson Williams.
Yeah.
And then he comes in, and then and he's wearing and sitars playing in the background.
We. At some point here, we do get a naked Mark Boone Jr. as well.
What?
Do you not remember the part where he's getting an ice bath in the middle of the kitchen?
There was an ice bath.
Butt naked?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's what... No, that happens after the... we will shower.
After they go their separate
that was
ways,
the prelude to that, which I was also like, what does this mean?
Yeah.
And then... Yeah, so then Norman Reedus.
We're letting you take over. You remember the plot better than both of us
I know.
combined.
Well,
It's burned onto your skull.
You guys gave me an assignment. God damn it, I'm thorough. In another life, I'm an assassin. But now I'm a detail-oriented autistic man. So then... and then the next scene you have Norman Reedus being like, "This place sucks, man. This place," and then Indian guy's like, "Have you ever eaten chocolate in the bath?" And doing this whole thing, and then Mark Boone Jr. is like, "I think there's something here, man. There's something
this
more.
is the future.
This is where we gotta be." And then the whole time you're sitting there going, "What does this have to do with a magic monkey box?
Where's the magic monkey box?
Where's the magic monkey box?" Also, my question: where's the landlord? And when we've totally...
He was the only one who, like, he stayed around for a couple days of shooting. He's like, fuck this,
He was the only character I like.
He
was the only character I like. We completely skipped the landlord's great moment where in the beginning... So we got to go back. We're all over the place now. When they're first discovering what the monkey box does, and he's like, I am, you, me, I am, we, together, two towers, one plane, tragedy.
Yes.
When that's coming... And then the landlord like ends it and is like, "You boys owe me $1. I shall take. Payment shall be on its way." Like he like comes in and like finishes it
and does better than Norman Reedus.
It's absolutely a better poem than Norman Reedus.
The box is actually working on that guy. Give him the box.
Give him the box. It's like Sicario where the main character switches, and then he grabs the landlord's face and shoves him away. And then you're like, all right, we're going to see that guy again. We don't see the landlord ever again.
Never again.
So, and then, okay, so now we're back. We're in the kitchen. Mark Boone Jr. is getting an ice bath.
Yeah, and he is naked.
He is naked.
You do get a glimmer of peen.
Do you?
Yeah.
I didn't.
I slowed down. I took a look.
By this point, I think my brow was so furrowed that it was obstructing my vision. Because I was
just a single vein in your head. Just
I was so mad. And I was getting mad at you. Like I was like, Rory, that fucking cocksucker dumped this piece of shit on me. We could have watched the Primevals. We could have watched so many good movies. And I'm just watching this fucking thing where I was like...
I did choose this one for you because I'm just like, I'd love to see what Darcy's take on beatnik poetry is. So.
we could have, we could have watched Blood Feast. No. We're watching the Beatnicks. So I'm sitting there and I'm legit, I'm trying to understand the philosophy of the movie because it's so up its own ass.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, what are you saying? And then nothing happens.
Nothing happens. Norman Reedus now goes back to the. Oh no! Now we meet Eric Roberts.
We meet Eric Roberts, and so this was another note that I had to make. So we meet Eric Roberts, and he is, my God, the man is sexy. Vamping away.
Yeah.
He's got his robe on, and she, the beautiful French lady's walking her around, and we have a vista of California. How they get this house? So Eric Roberts. Also, if you look at like the way the house looks, I'm not 100% sure. I'm pretty sure it was the house from Blade Runner.
Yeah.
Remember the apartment in Blade Runner that Deckard lives in?
Yeah.
It has like the same like weird pattern walls that I was like, this might be the house from Blade Runner.
It's just Eric Roberts' house.
It's just Eric Roberts,
He rents it out for movies.
Eric Roberts is just like, I bought the house from Blade Runner. With the money I got from the Beatnicks, I bought it. This movie cost $380
He better have been the
million.
only one who got any money out of this.
I guarantee from the moment he got there, he was like, you are going to pay me. My sushi budget is high.
Because I like it raw. I'm Eric Roberts.
He pulls his gun out and you go, oh no. And then it shoots soy sauce out of his sushi. And you go, oh, okay. That's kind of cool.
They pulls out another gun and you're just like, no, what's that will do? It shoots bullets.
Yeah. It shoots bullets to kill fish for more sushi. Thank you, Eric. And then he kills a koi in your pond.
Now I want a soy sauce gun.
And he's dating the woman. I should look up her name.
They're dating. Well, no, what was her name? Bloche? What was her name again?
Bosch was like
Nika is her name.
Nika's because she's also a beatnik.
Yes.
Which you're like,
also Nick.
Will that be relevant?
No.
Yeah, I know. She's also Nick. So you're like, what does that play into? So then I'm like, what do all these characters represent?
Yeah.
So I'm like, Norman Reedus represents ambition, and then like Mark Boone Jr. represents skill and talent. Yeah, but creativity, skill, because you can't do because he's the monkey box. And then I'm like, what does the Indian man represent? Eric Roberts represents like Hollywood. And then I was like, the beautiful woman represents success. Like I'm like trying to like figure all that out.
You're the best expert on this movie in the world.
Yeah.
I think.
I am the leading beatnik expert.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure Nicholson killed himself after this movie came out. So you're the only one.
And me and Rory have not put that much thought into this.
People are gonna sit there and be like, "What do you know about Jack Kerouac?" I'm like, literally nothing. But asking me about Norman Reedus. So,
just one pause.
Sorry.
Aaron, just so Corey's here. If you want to message him, let him up.
we're barely halfway through the movie, and the next guest is already here to talk about a different movie.
What time are we at, Aaron?
We're
at 42.
Oh my
fine.
God. There's so much. The thing is, there's so much movie left. Nothing happens. Nothing happens in it. So then Eric Roberts, and then she's like, I want to be in the world. And he goes, the world is dangerous. Stay
you're not allowed to leave this house.
You're not. Now you literally said you're not allowed to leave.
Yeah.
You have to stay.
And then we get so next. I don't even know the order of things.
I know it all starts to blur together because you have two concurrent plots.
Yeah.
Yes.
The
When-
Knicks.
yeah, because
When
they
do they
separate
fight? When do they
completely.
fight over the music box? Because I feel like
They
that's where
fight. They
it's
get their gig.
Yeah.
And then he's all hungover.
So
I think.
yes, Nick Norman Reedus meets up with Nick again,
Yeah.
and she convinces her to let them perform at the club.
But don't worry, that scene is tedious.
Yes, so tedious, and it's so great because he's so into it. He's like, "This is our big
gonna
break.
be great.
They are going to perform. This is not this. Wednesday at 2:00.
Yeah.
That is what they say."
At the hottest nightclub in town.
That's peak poetry hours right there.
That is peak poetry
Yeah.
hours. And then I can also say at this moment, I'm still following the plot. I was like, I'm 100% on Norman Reedus' side.
Yes.
The guy's chasing success, and then he keeps going to his bandmate, and he's like, can I just be a fat loser? And he's like, can you just do your job? And he's like,
Dude, you play a magic box.
You
Come
don't
on,
even have
man.
to play.
you play a magic box and you're a dishwasher. And he's like, no. So he's hungover, and then they do it,
Well,
and then he's like, the
Indian
box.
guy gets him drunk on purpose to
Yeah.
fuck
that's
up
right.
the
Oh, yeah, they have
performance.
the night where they
Yeah,
go.
the Indian guy, like, he's not a good guy.
No, he doesn't. Well, he calls them the monkey and the machine instead
That's
of the
right.
Beatnicks.
Yeah.
Which is a reoccurring bit, which
You're
doesn't
the
make any
monkey
sense.
in the machine.
And so he's just like, oh, congratulations, let's party. And he
Let's
gets some
party.
fucking
Yeah, that's
wasted.
right, yeah.
And then Norman Reedus is like, oh, I'm good. And then Mark Boone Jr. is like, give me that fucking hooch. And then he gets hammered.
Yeah.
And then the next day, he's all hungover and he's like, no, the box is wrong.
Yeah.
And then,
They go in there and he
go
tries
in.
playing box and it doesn't work.
and no, it's a monkey screaming.
Yeah.
So he puts his hands in the box and you hear a monkey screaming. Imagine being a guy at this nightclub being like, is he shoving his finger up a monkey's ass in there? What the hell's happening? And then Norman Reedus starts being like, you think you know? I am the guy who know when come we began. And then like there's just a monkey screaming. And then Eric Roberts, it goes terribly. And then Eric Roberts is like, you got something.
I would love like a guy being like, what instrument do you play? I play a monkey in a box.
I play a monkey in a box. Can I see it? Nobody can. It's a dark abyss. I found it on a beach.
If I reach into it when I'm drunk, it swallows me whole.
You got to give me a record deal. What?
Also, good on Norman Reedus for just being like, I'm just going to roll with the monkey screaming.
He just rolls with the monkey screaming because he's going for it. And then you have,
Dude, we never start with the monkey track. What are you doing?
and then Eric Roberts he straight up says, you got something. I don't know what it is, but you got it. And then he's like, you can be my driver.
Yeah.
And then Norman Reedus is like, okay. And then he goes, I don't want that, man. I'm a poet. And he goes, how's $1,000 a week sound?
Yeah.
Which I was like, $1,000 a week in 2,000 bucks?
Yeah.
That's a lot of money.
I would take that now.
Yeah.
That's more than I make.
I would absolutely take that now. And I that was when I really wanted my phone just to adjust for inflation. Just to see how much it's worth nowadays.
Eric, can you pop those numbers?
Yeah, pop those numbers. $2,000 USD into or $1,000 USD, and then adjust that to inflation, and then to Canadian, and then let's see how much it's worth. So, and then he goes home, and then he gets mad at Mark Boone Jr. and is like, "What the hell is you fucked that up?" And he's like, "I don't know, the box was wrong." And then and in my opinion, very reasonably, justifiably crashes out on him, and is like, "You're almost 40. You're a fat alcoholic." He's like, "You're going gray. You got to get it together." And he's like, "No, man." And I was like, honestly, 100% on Norman Reedus' side.
Norman Reedus is right this entire movie.
He's right.
Whoa.
He's
I want to hear
bad
Mark Boone
the entire-
Jr. out a little bit on his side.
Mark Boone Jr. Yeah, Mark Boone Jr.
as a almost 40-year-old
I
drunk.
think he's fine. I think he's doing great.
Yeah, the performance was distracted by Mark Boone Jr.'s growling stomach. And then he goes, "Sorry, I didn't eat yet today.
Sorry, the rocks aren't settling right.
Sorry, I didn't eat yet today. I brought a toothbrush. Is that chill? Is that cool? I'm not doing that bad. I brought a toothbrush around." And then, we gotta finish this movie. And then
Norman Reedus, they fight over the box.
they fight. They split up.
Yeah.
Norman Reedus becomes a driver, and then he starts wearing like a limo driver outfit.
Well, by
my
become a
God,
driver,
yeah.
he
He
means
pulls it off.
I
drives-
also the first line she sees him in the limo driver outfit, and she's like, "You look cool."
He does look cool.
He has his hat's all
He's got his little hat on, and he's like, "You think I look cool?" And he's like smoking. He's like got his hand on the wheel and he's not gripping it really. When he puts the key in, he kind of just like palsies the key and is like, "Do you think I look cool?" And his turns are all kind of sloppy, and he's just like, "Yeah, I think I look pretty cool." And she's like, "You're a cool guy."
He drives her exactly one time and
He
then
drives
fucks her immediately.
Yeah, and then Eric Roberts is like, "She's everything to me." And then Norman Reedus is like, "All right," he shows up looking like shit.
Yeah.
And also, I cannot stress, he pay you $1,000 a week. It has not been a week.
No.
Drives her exactly
One
one
time.
time, drives her to the beach, fucks
her on the
fucks the
beach.
shit out of her.
Yeah.
It's quite a sex scene.
It's a vlog section.
I was
It is-
really shocked.
It's quite
Yeah.
a sexy. They're like going for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like completely removed from everything. Kind of a nice sex scene.
It is a pretty good sex scene.
They're on the beach. They're both beautiful.
Yeah.
It's California.
It looks like it was shot without their permission from afar.
It does, yeah. He's like holding her. You can tell, like,
This is the scene he shot first and then got the funding for the movie.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. He got the funding for this movie with this sex scene.
Look, mother, look what I filmed. Look what
Mother.
we can make.
Mother, can you believe he's not penetrating?
Mother, there was cunnilingus in this one.
Cunnilingus. And then, so they're having sex. Mark Boone Jr. He taken on a hike
Yeah.
through California.
With the box?
Yeah, with the box. And then our faux Indian man goes, remember to breathe. And it was like, well, you're taking him for a hike, obviously. And then they just
dying.
yeah, they just walk up some stairs and then walk down a hill. And he presents this like valley like it means anything. And it
Right.
goes like, behold. And it's just like a regular canyon in like Southern California. And then
This movie feels like at this point it's two different grown men being groomed in two different ways by elderly other men.
and I will also say, like, the movie at this point, like the beginning, you had all this stuff. At this point, it almost feels like somebody with a stack of dishes. And then they start teetering, and it goes, whoa! And the whole movie has that momentum where he's just like, don't drop it, don't drop it, don't drop it, don't drop it. You know, like, it's just like, because you're like, where are you going with this?
Yeah.
And he's like, wherever I don't
And then you know how you have that one thought in your head right before it hits, and you're like, maybe they won't shatter.
yeah.
Maybe it'll just be a nice little poof.
Maybe everything's gonna work out because you're just like, well, yeah, you're like, where are they going with this? You're like, okay, so one guy's in the desert with a guru who seems to be a piece of shit, and then the next guy has a great job in the industry, and then he was like, just please don't fuck her, and literally the first thing he does is fuck her.
You didn't mean right now.
I get one mulligan.
But the movie frames it like we're supposed to hate Eric Roberts.
Yeah.
And I was like, Eric Roberts, reasonable guy. Owns a successful business, helped out our boy Norman Reedus.
Yeah.
And then the first thing you did was betray him, and you didn't even catch your paycheck yet.
And Eric Roberts doesn't even seem that mad. He's just like, cucked
man.
again.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. So then shit, they fuck on the beach. And then he wakes up because they fell asleep because the lovemaking was so fucking intense. So he wakes up, she's gone, and then he wraps himself in a blanket and hitchhikes away.
Yeah.
Which is like, they shot this, like they had time to shoot this, but like, so then he wraps himself in a blanket and then goes back into town and then climbs the Blade Runner house. And then comes inside and she's on the phone. And she like picks up the phone, and then he comes in and just like comes up behind her, and she's like, "Oh, I knew it was gonna be you."
Oh my god!
And then like once again, so at this point, I'm like, "What are we saying here? What does all this mean? Like, what is the symbolism here? I didn't even like. I'm kind of just like the movie's so frantic that I was like, "Who's that on the phone? Was that Eric Roberts?
What character was on the phone then?
Was it the landlord? The landlord's like, yo, 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 just looking to pick up that last chunk of rent.
It was just the actor to her being like, I'm telling you, you got to get the fuck out of this movie.
You gotta get out of this movie. My God. Nicholson Williams does not have your best interest in heart. And then Norman Reedus comes up behind her, and then she turns around and is just like, blah, 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 blah. You know, like at this point, the dialogue means nothing. Eric Roberts comes out with a gun.
Yeah.
And then I don't even remember. He's just sort of like, meh.
How dare you betray me?
Yeah, you did the one thing I didn't want you to do. I hired you to drive her around, and you just drove your penis in and out of her. I hate that.
Oh, sorry, I thought that's what you hired me to do.
I thought you wanted me to fuck her.
You're giving me strong cuck daddy energy.
This isn't a fuck my girlfriend uniform. Are you kidding me?
That's the one thing I didn't want.
You're wearing a robe.
You're wearing a robe. And then
He lets
she hugs Eric Roberts, and then she looks at Norman Reedus and is like, huh. But can also say, so there's now a gun in the scene.
Yeah.
Chekhov's gun. You know, but the movie's almost over. Where are we going with this? And then, oh my God, we completely forgot about an integral point in this movie.
This is what I thought we skipped
We
over
completely
too.
skipped.
Because they fight over the box.
They fight over the
They
box.
fight over the
Yes.
box.
They
right?
fight over the box.
They're both like, no, the box is mine. Mark
And then-
was like, I found it. And
and
he's
then-
like, I dreamed about it.
I
so
dreamed
it's
about
mine.
it. We completely forgot about
Because this is what I was
an
gonna say.
incredible character. So then Norman Reedus, passes out on the beach.
Yes. Oh, it's John Grease.
Yeah.
Is that,
Yes.
is it Grease?
Yeah,
How do you
John
say
Grease.
that?
Yeah.
I gotta be honest, I'm kind of forgetting this character myself.
I know, I
Yeah.
completely forgot this happened because the whole time you're like, what does this mean?
Yeah.
So
Well,
then he
'cause-
passes out on the beach, and then Guy from White Lotus
Yeah.
and Uncle Rico,
Uncle
Yeah,
Rico,
Uncle
yeah.
Rico.
comes up and is like, I got it, you're in my spot. And then
You're in my spot.
You're
was
in my
so
spot. And Norman Reedus is like, no, I'm not. And he's like, you're in my spot.
Yeah. This is my spot, right? Direct sunlight in the middle of these trees.
Direct sunlight on the beach. This is my beach. You can't go on the beach. You're in my spot. And then Norman Reedus is like, you play that thing? And he's like, oh, I'm so good at it.
Already had a
play it all the
trumpet.
time. And then they go, and then he's like, come with me. And then he's like, you're my pal. And then they wander off. And then, you're sitting there like, John Kreese is like, he's like, as I said, maybe more famous than Norman Reedus with White Lotus.
Possibly, yeah.
He's been on 2 seasons of The White Lotus, which is far more critically acclaimed than Walking Dead is a pretty big show.
Yeah.
But 1 is so much. It's,
Yeah.
So, John Kreese is, now that I'm saying it, I'm like, Walking Dead is so much bigger. So, and then they go to the nightclub together, and then that's when, like, Norman Reedus does his second. So now we're at about 4 rap scenes in the movie.
Yes.
Where
Now he's got him playing.
John Kreese playing
the trumpet, right?
Trumpet, yeah.
And then he plays one note. And then Norman Reedus raps terribly.
Yeah.
And is like, you're all phonies. I'm real. And then it's the hardest scene to watch in the movie, but also the most boring.
So many hard scenes.
Out of a lot of excruciating moments, it was maybe the worst one.
But that's what. So I didn't understand with the whole fighting over the box,
Right.
And then Mark Boone
What does
Jr.
the box represent?
It's like he goes
asking
into
what
the
things-
box.
He just puts his hands in the box.
Then it immediately
Norman Reedus tries to put tries to put his
doesn't
hands in the
pull him
box,
in,
and it just a monkey screams.
Yes,
because
and then he hit the monkey song by accident, and then because he immediately cuts to him waking up on the beach, like in that spot where, and so I was like so confused. And then Mark Boone Jr. stuff, I was all like, did this happen in like a different realm? Like, are they in the box? Him and the Indian guy?
Yeah, I know. I'm having that thought too, where I'm like, so then, and then they do their thing, and like even like the performance that was terrible with the trumpet, and he goes like, I thought you said you could play the thing. He goes, I can. He goes, yeah, one note. He goes, but what a beautiful note it is. And I was like sitting there being like, so what does that mean? What does that represent? So
Stop
like,
asking about symbolism.
because otherwise, why is it happening?
No one knows.
So I'm sitting there going like, what did that represent? And then he fucks the chick.
Yeah.
And then they split up. And then Eric Roberts shows up with a gun, and then she hugs Eric Roberts. And there's now a gun in the movie. A character, Eric Roberts also.
Yeah.
So one of the sexiest B-movie actors that's ever lived walks in with a gun, and I have never been more bored in my life.
Yeah.
The villain from Mr. Brightside walked in with a gun.
Literally, like, kill everyone in the room and end the movie, please.
And
and just end it.
Nobody dies, gun doesn't go off.
Now he lets them go.
Yeah.
He's just like, fine.
Yeah. And then Mark
I
Boone.
get it. You're both hot. That's fine.
He lets them go, but then she hugs him, and then she like breaks up with Norman Reedus in a weird.
Yeah.
Did they?
Well,
you know,
he's
I
off
was
he's
using-
going to be a famous poet, so
Yes.
he's going to be slamming people all over town.
oh, I mean, he's dressed in his Popeye the Sailor Man outfit. And
Turns
then-
out he comes very quickly on the
it's
beach.
true. Yeah, it was very disappointing for her. Where he's just like, I am you, you are me, and she's like, you're so good at this.
I can't deal with this.
And then the moment he's like, and then passes out, she's like, we're done. That was brutal. He went down on me, and it was like a dog eating peanut butter. That was terrible. And then, she got the ick.
Yeah.
And then Norman Reedus
Goes to the.
Well, Mark Boone goes on his spirit quest.
journey?
Yes.
he has to
Well, this
dig
is
the-
happening cross.
Yeah,
this is at the same time.
This is whatever timeline is, because the whole you're like, has this been a week?
Yeah.
Has this been a day?
Is this a dream sequence?
this a dream?
Is this even real?
It was
Is
this
Mark
whole-
Boone Jr. on a bender right now, and he's imagining this whole thing.
This whole movie.
Licking toads. Wandering around. The Indian guy doesn't even exist. He's just been licking toads.
This whole movie.
This guy thinks he's a dishwasher. Won't fucking leave.
This guy keeps showing up and washing all my dishes. It's okay.
It's fine.
One hand washes the other.
They're not even dirty. There's no customers.
This whole movie was dreamed up by a monkey on a beach.
But yeah, Mark Boone Jr. is on his spirit quest. He goes, buries this box.
He buries the box while the guy is just vamping about nothing.
Yeah. And then Norman Reedus goes to find the box.
Yeah, then they meet up.
Yeah.
Meet up.
And then
he's like, "Where's the box?" He's like,
no.
Yeah.
Mark Boone Jr. goes back after
Yeah.
doing his spirit quest. He's like dirty now because
I
he had to
mean,
dig a
dirtier.
hole. He's dirtier because he was in the desert digging a hole all day, and then he goes back to wash dishes, and then like clearly has like a fuck this moment,
Yeah.
and he like throws a towel away where it's like, so what does that mean? What was that for? And then he goes back to the beach where they always go.
Yeah.
Which is just like Venice Beach. It's like one of the most public beaches, but they act like it's this secret place that only they know.
Yes.
And then he looks over and other Nick is there. And then they're both like drinking together. And then they go back to the desert to find the box.
Yeah.
and then the box is gone.
Yes.
And then they're like, that guy stole the box. Yeah. And then the guy shows up and he's like, did I? And you're like, what? Did he steal the box? And he's like, keep digging. And you're like, why is it deeper? And he goes, you must dig. And then they dig more and then
they find it.
Find the box.
It's like, wait, they just were wrong.
Yeah, I was just like, what does that mean? What did that seem? Yeah, the characters were just incorrect and we had to sit through that.
I feel like that was the first ending. He's like, and the box is gone.
And the box
and they're
is
like,
gone.
well, what happened to it? He's like, I guess they can find it.
Yeah.
It's fine. Whatever.
The first ending was the box is gone, and then he got a producer's note where they were like, no, they have to find the box.
It's like, okay, it's just over there.
They have to find the box, otherwise, how do we do a sequel? and then they get the box back, and then the Indian guy, I don't even remember how it ends.
He just wanders away.
Yeah, he's just like, is it this good? And they're like, yeah, and he's like,
have you learned your lesson?
did you guys learn your lesson? Anyways, follow me on Snapchat. And then he leaves. So then just the whole thing, it was like, what did he teach either of them?
Yeah.
What happened? And then they like kind of have this whole like, that was a journey. Yeah. And then they go back to the beach.
Yeah.
And then bury the box.
Yeah.
And then
Yes,
they're
that's
sitting
right.
on the beach.
So they end up burying the box again.
They bury the
Why
box
did they need to
back
find
on the
it?
beach.
Yeah.
Because, and this is the part where I went, I hope this screenwriter died in a car accident. This is the part where I was like, I genuinely wish violence on this man.
He did. On the way home from watching it in the screener.
I hope I hope he died in a coup in Myanmar. Like I was like, I hate you so much. Because this was the part that he cigarette in his mouth, beret, coffee shop. He went, man, I'm really cooking. Because he's like, now they're back where they were at the beginning, but they're different.
They're different.
From their
They've grown.
adventures,
Yeah.
from their completely meaningless adventures.
Yes.
And then he goes, it's just like the beginning. And I was like, fuck you.
Cut to credits.
Yeah. And then they wander away on the beach.
Yeah.
And then it goes, the Beatnicks. And then the credits roll. And I was like, I am so happy that anything bad has ever happened to the United States of America. I'm pro Viet Cong. I am so mad at this movie.
The 9/11 people watched this movie and were like, yeah, we gotta do it.
down.
We gotta do it.
It is absolutely one of the worst movies I have ever seen.
I feel bad for anyone watching this because you made it sound very entertaining with how much you hated it. Don't watch this movie.
Do not watch
It
this.
is 2 meandering hours, and there is nothing to be gained.
Don't look for meaning in it. It's not there.
Don't do that.
Because that was the thing, because I was like, because right away I was like, all right, well, the plot isn't entertaining.
No.
The plot's not entertaining. It's not compelling. It's not interesting. It's not funny. The movie is also humorless.
So serious.
Humorless.
Yeah.
In the beginning, we have the landlord. At the end of the movie, when they're like, we're right back in the beginning, I was like, pay your rent.
Bring him back for one more second.
I'm not even
please.
pro landlord, but I was like, pay the landlord. This guy is. Where's the landlord?
He's the only good man we've met this entire time.
We never saw the landlord again.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the only mildly interesting or funny character, and they pushed him off screen, and we never saw him again. And he's renting out train cars as apartments. That's kind of cool.
It's very cool.
I think that's.
I
neat.
want to see a prequel of that guy.
Give me his adventures, where he's just like got a squad of hobos in the rail yard, and then he was like, "What happened last week? Oh, these 2 yahoos brought home a magic box, and they're off having adventures." And they're like,
Crazy Charlie.
Yeah.
Slice.
Hobo Charlie, you have the funniest people in your life. And I'm just trying to get my rent. I'm just trying to keep the rail yard together. And then, I hate this movie so much.
Is this the worst movie you've ever watched?
No.
Well, that's good because our next segment, we always just give it a rating on our letterbox out of 5 stars.
Out of 5. It feels like I want to get some. So the tough thing about this movie is that as much fun as we had talking about it, it is an utterly joyless. plot.
It's the worst. It's just so
It's
boring.
almost so bad, but that even the hot sex scene, I was like, all right.
Yeah, I will say, so the hot sex scene was okay. Yeah, truly. The hot sex scene is like a highlight of the movie.
Yeah.
It's the most action that happens in the
Definitely.
movie.
Yeah.
Norman Reedus beatnicking is so bad it's
Yes.
good at points.
Yeah.
That's fair.
You know,
Yeah,
like that. If you isolated those moments where he's like, I am me, and then just anytime people are like, Norman Reedus and Sons of Anarchy is so good, and then you just throw that their way, and you go, what do you think of Daryl now? That is kind of a fun one.
Yeah.
Because he looks a fool.
He looks.
It was fun to watch him and be like, oh, someday you'll get it. You'll be good someday.
Yes.
No, I mean, arguably he didn't. They just gave him a crossbow, and he was like, "Nah, get to shoot zombies with his loose ass fingers."
So you figure out a way to fake it then. That's
Yeah,
good.
it's like, do your wrists not work? Like, why can't you? You just seem to lack dexterity.
Maybe you can't supinate his.
I will give this 1 star because the sex scene and also Eric Roberts. I feel like
Yes.
Eric Roberts, he did what he could.
He did. I liked his role a lot.
He was great. Eric
Yeah.
Roberts, yeah, what a treasure.
That's what I was going to say.
I think I would give it 2 stars.
Wow.
2 stars
2 stars out of
Yeah.
out of 5.
10.
Okay, so 1 star.
1 star on a letterbox scale. It's 1 star. Yeah.
Oh my
2.5 stars.
Yes, so thank you guys so much for watching this episode. If you guys enjoyed this, please make sure you subscribe, give us a rating, give us any, just spread us around. I'm so. That was a journey. We
really
now we're
wanted-
back at the beginning.
Yeah, it's just like it was at the beginning.
Fuck you, man.
But we're different now. We got the monkey and the machine over here.
That's going to be our new names. Yeah.
All right,
Yeah, you can follow us on any platform, YouTube, on Spotify. Make sure you guys subscribe to us. If you got any comments for us, make sure you email us at absolutelyobscurepodcast@gmail.com. We'll read them out on the episodes. We are doing a bunch of banked episodes right now, so it will take us a while to respond, but they will be on an episode. And you can also follow us on social media at absolutelyobscurepod.
Or individually at The True Rory and Real Funny Josh. And Darcy, you got any stuff you want people to follow you on?
No, leave me alone.
You have a very funny podcast. You should plug it.
I don't want to be associated with you guys or this movie. I don't want any fucking Eric Roberts fans finding my.
You better be blurring my face and voice.
Yeah, I want to be incognito. Yeah, I have a podcast called Content Farm with Amar Singh and Sean McDonald.
Who've
It's
both been on as guests, too.
great. Yeah.
It is great.
It's very fun.
It's very funny. We're very proud of it. It's very different from this, but I did manage to get some 9/11 riffs in. Every episode we've talked about 9/11 in some way.
That's the Content Farm guarantee.
It really is.
9/11.
We're really flexing our Canadian privilege. We'll never forget.
And now, Darcy, we end every episode with the guests getting to choose a movie for us to do. The way it works is I'm going to give you 3 titles, and based on title alone, you get to choose a movie that we have to cover. So if you hear one that sounds really awful, you can take your revenge.
I hate you so much for making me watch this that I want to find my own. I want to safari off the trail and be like, have you ever seen Lords of Cum? You have to watch it. I want to find something that really stings.
Unfortunately,
Lords of Come is too popular,
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
I could probably. I feel like I could give you like a Rob Zombie one that you're like, I don't even know he made. I'm gonna make you guys watch The Haunted World of El Super Bisto.
too well known. I've heard of it.
Yeah, I know. Have you? You know why you've heard of it?
It's bad.
It sucks, and I want you to watch it. Tom Papa is not a cartoon voice man.
Well, your 3 titles you do get to choose from.
Okay.
We have The Seventh Coin,
Oh, that sounds tedious.
The Stars Fell on Henrietta,
Ooh.
and 626 Evolutions. They all sound pretty bad.
626 Evolution sounds like sci-fi, and there might be an ounce of fun in that. So I'm not going to let you guys watch that one.
See, I'm happy you're not picking that. To me, sounds like a Christian something or other. I don't
626, yeah, maybe. It sounds like something where there might be like an alien or something.
Well, I'll say it's actually both. So.
Christian sci-fi is a good one.
I'm pretty sure it's both.
Okay, we got two big things. Aliens are real, and they have heard the good word. Aliens are real, and they are going to Jerusalem. Okay, so 626 Evolution. That might be uniquely awful in a fun way, and I don't want you to have that.
Okay.
I want to twist the blade as much as I can for the Beatnicks. You guys you fucked me over on this movie so hard. It could have been so fun. And you guys just betrayed me. And you're leaving soon. I'm not even going to be able to get you back. What was it? The second one, the coin fell on Henrietta?
So the seventh coin and the stars fell on Henrietta.
I prefer a coin falling on Henrietta from the
Empire State
Yes, they
Building.
dropped a dime from the Empire State Building and cut a Henrietta in
I
half.
can't believe they stretched that out into an hour and a half.
Oh my God.
Great. Coin fell
Just
forever.
keeps cutting back to the coin. No. I gotta get a hot dog. Do you have more mustard? No. Ah, dang it! My shoelace is untied. This has been a long movie. The stars fell on Henrietta.
The stars fell on Henrietta.
Is there a synopsis you can read?
Yes, I will read the
You want to read
synopsis.
that? Okay.
It came out in 1995.
Perfect year for a bad film.
I'm sorry to tell you, this has a 6.4 on IMDb
Oh, yeah, I don't like that.
with 889 votes. So that means people have seen it.
People have seen
I'm
it.
sorry. 228 people on Letterboxd have seen this. An elderly, down on his luck oil man, Mr. Cox, finds himself in the town of Henrietta. Using unconventional methods, he convinces himself and local Don Day that there is oil in Day's land. The financially strapped Day puts everything into finding oil, but at what cost?
Yeah, that sounds too fun. I couldn't possibly let you guys have that one.
Do you want the option to give us the seventh coin?
I'm going to give you 626 evolutions.
60,
Oh, wow.
626 evolutions,
Yeah,
okay?
I'm giving you, based on all I know about it,
Yeah.
kind of religious film, kind of sci-fi film, I don't need anything more.
I will say I was guessing that they were those things. I don't know for sure.
I hope it's neither. I hope it's about like a biology professor that's like, how do I divorce my wife? And you're just like, this movie's 2.5 hours long.
This does have a worse
just
review.
The Happening.
626.
That's a bad movie. The Happening might be worse than The Beatnicks because like there's worse movies that were more disappointing.
Yes. 626 Evolutions was 2017. It has
Oh.
4.0 on Letterboxd, 4
Okay.
stars with 225 votes, 46 people on Letterboxd. Hunted by government agents and constantly assaulted by a cartel of vengeful thugs, an amnesiac known only as 626 searches for her true identity while protecting a teenage girl who shares her superhuman abilities.
See, that sounds like it could be kind of fun. Even if it's like an asylum movie or something, you know, like there could be some fun gleaned from
Do you want to give us the seventh?
I want to give you the most joyless slog. I want to do the movie equivalent of abandoning you on a desert island with no water. I want you to just truly suffer.
Okay, we're going to go with the seventh coin then.
Seventh coin.
Seventh coin was 1993, 4.6 on IMDb with 260 votes, 67 people on Letterboxd. In modern day Jerusalem, a Palestinian boy. In modern day Jerusalem, a Palestinian boy and a beautiful American tourist are accidentally entrusted with a priceless coin from the age of King Harold. Soon, the two are falling in love and running for their lives.
A boy and a woman.
From Ismail Saber, a man,
See why I got bad reviews.
a man obsessed with possessing the fabled coin at any cost.
That sounds awesome.
I'm sorry, but those are your three
You
options.
got to pick the coin
The
one.
coin one,
Yeah,
the seventh coin, because that's going to be really good for our public image. Talking about a Palestinian
Oh, man,
boy.
we gotta
A
talk about
Palestinian boy
Palestine,
falling
man.
in love with an adult woman.
Yes, it's going to be great.
Yeah.
Well, you can check that out next time. Darcy, thank you so much for doing this.
Thanks for having
This
me,
was
boys.
really fun.
Look at us. It's like it was at the beginning.
And thank you guys for watching. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.